for me, it's just relationship is respect. You respect me,
Sure.
I respect you. You have your values, I have my values. One thing I don't really like, it's you criticizing my values, because that's where my identity is attached. So you're attacking me now. So that's where my gonna be like a problem.
But when you sit and look at our generation,
too, yeah.
what is the thing that hurts you the most when you sit and look at us?
Okay, the thing that hurts me the most is that I'm a part of this generation. The thing I really kind of disagree with that generation is we don't respect principles anymore. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, generations are like this. We adapt intellectually, and then we leave our adaptation as a template. And then our next generation will use that, you know, as a way of life.
Yeah.
And that has been happening generation to generation. But now, bruh, I promise you, these kids today, dog, they just they are totally succumbed to the passions of their youth. And I had a misunderstanding of what real intelligence is.
Same here.
Yeah, I was one of those people. So I was studying Solomon. So with that, then I understood that there's intelligence and then there's wisdom. So you had both the capacity to recognize patterns, and yet both the discernment to attach meaning to those patterns.
On my side, I was thinking about two concepts:
Yeah.
truth and morality.
Yes.
Which I feel we've majorly, like we have majorly
deviated from that.
Deviated from this.
That's our generation, dog. Right? I will speak on the Gen's behalf. The ladies can hate me. You will see that happening on Medis most of the time.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, please go further. Now they're gonna just attack you. Yo, no way. No, wait, we're on. Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
We're on. I was being told the bio that I'm supposed to introduce, you know. You're watching Behind the Cover with the same host, same place, same everything. Today I'm joined by, this is the bio you gave me, right? Today I'm joined by a boxer, kind, good looking, so ladies watch out, intelligent, very tall, and all like every other good stuff you added in. My brother Jayden is in the building.
Always. Thank you for having me, brother.
Bro.
Can't complain. That's what I always say when people ask me that question, dog.
Even when you're not good, you always say that.
Even when I'm good, I always say that. Yeah, it's I can't complain.
I had your African name the other day, bro. What is it? Susisa.
Yeah.
So those who think Jayden is a bit too white, you can do. In fact, I'm gonna call you Subu for the rest of the episode.
You can do that.
I can do that, right?
You can do that.
Yeah. Do you ever meet people that tell you that like Subu, Jayden is a bit too white for a black guy? You know.
I mean, not really. To be honest, I kind of gave that name. How can I put it? Ladies like to ask me that name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't actually understand where I got that name. I used to rap when I was young.
Oh.
You know, yeah. So
you're one of those kids growing up, like, you know, I'm gonna be a rapper.
Yeah, cause I was a fan of J. Cole, dog. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Well, I kind of moved from you know, the whole rap industry, rap music. You know,
what music do you like? Kind of
to be honest, now it's kind of I like piano. You have Kevin Momo.
I've heard the name.
You've heard the name.
I've heard the name. No,
yeah, that's the goal thing.
We have seen the name.
Oh yes.
Benji, do you know Kevin Momo?
You have to know Kevin Momo. Yeah.
No, the name.
No, I'm surprised it doesn't have Kevin Momo.
No. Hear me out. I know the name. I'm saying as like music wise. Do you know who that is? Do you know his music? Okay. See, I'm with Benji.
Okay, cool. You and Benji are the same actually. But anyways, yeah.
It never happens because you're giving me an impression of like somebody who would be labeled as a coconut in many circumstances. Has that ever happened? Okay,
you gotta define what you mean by coconut.
You know what that means? Like a black guy who's acting white.
What?
Because how about America? Because coconut is like, you know.
Yeah. No. Now I'm catching the impression. Now I'm catching.
So you label
to be honest, I'm most people actually I kind of give out that Zulu impression that I have.
Zulu.
Yeah.
Dude, the last thing I'm thinking about you is Zulu, bro. When I'm looking at you, when I'm listening to the things, like when I'm listening to how you speak, because a lot of the times when somebody says you're a coconut, they're probably looking at your
mannerisms.
Yeah.
Mannerisms and you know. Also, how you dress, maybe.
Yeah, that also has to do with it.
Okay.
So a lot of the times you give an impression of, not to me, but to other people, you may happen to be coconut. Has that ever happened?
To be honest, now that you mention it, I think it happened to you, or I think it will happen to you, to Klags,
Sure.
to
But yeah,
people that,
like like
yeah,
typical
yeah, yeah,
Israelite.
yeah. Cause I'm kind of like this to people that like to, like, you're very articulate
Sure.
in how you speak, especially in
Thanks.
English.
Yeah.
You see, so obviously that kind of takes out that side of me too. That kind of,
Yeah.
I have to equate
Oh yeah.
your
So it's more of like accommodating depending on like
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
who you're
exactly,
talking to,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. It's like that.
Sure. So I've always wondered. A few days ago, I was speaking to my friends and we were having a conversation of insecurity, and I
Mm-hmm.
said to them, I think my biggest insecurity is not knowing. Because like I'm a guy
Mm.
who's very curious. Like if I'm
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
state
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
if I'm found in a state where I do not know, because many times we don't know partly because you're not informed, you're not exposed to the right
Mm-hmm.
information,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you also do not know sometimes because you're choosing to be ignorant.
Yeah.
In many cases,
Most of the
ignorance
time
is
it's
a
like
choice,
that. Yeah.
right? So whether it's ignorance or not, when I do not know, I'm extremely insecure. Like that's why I feel most uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to know for a guy like you, what would you say is your biggest insecurity?
Okay. To be honest,
Girls.
what? Oh, now I gotta clip this one out. Actually, um, that's a very good question. Actually,
Sure.
um, to be honest, that's those are the questions I actually had to answer very late in my life,
Mhm.
because I was so much big on the accountability thing, not only on relationships.
Okay.
You go there.
Yeah, I'll just hold it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Carry on.
Not only on relationships, also like on the relationship with yourself. So what I've discovered, my biggest insecurity, it's not measuring up to my capacity.
Mm,
I do see my calling at home. I
yeah.
do see my calling to people. I think you've also, I kind of gave out this impression of, well, people will kind of classify it as, kind of look smart.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to push.
Yeah.
It's not really like that.
Like sort of like a perfectionist to some extent,
Yeah,
maybe.
to some
Yeah.
to some extent. Yeah, it's a God-given trait.
Sure.
And obviously through your talents and traits,
Mm-hmm.
you can attach your calling. You can, like,
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
like a map. Like,
It
oh,
is.
since I'm
Yeah.
like this, then probably my calling is like
Yeah.
this.
So with regards
Yeah.
to the people, there's something coming to my mind now. I was watching a podcast yesterday of
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Noah and Simon Sinek. One of them said something very insightful. They said one of the biggest mistakes we make is adopting the concept of a choice of community. So he
Mm.
gives an example. He says, let's say you're living in a village. When you move out to the city, like Johannesburg and
Uh-huh.
etc., and you're now living in a place where everybody around you is extremely foreign,
Mm-hmm.
we force ourselves, or we rather automatically despise these people. We go, "Ah, my roommate, I wish I had another roommate. Or my
Mm.
classmate, wish I was in
Yeah.
a different class. Or my
Yeah.
neighborhood, I wish I lived in a different neighborhood."
It is.
When we do
Yeah.
that, it
Yeah. Yeah.
affects our ability to coexist with the people we don't agree with,
Exactly.
right? And
Exactly.
my thing is, just because you and I do not agree doesn't mean we can't sit and have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I want to know how you approach such people, or rather how you exist amidst the people where you feel like you do not agree on something.
Again, that's another very good question. Okay, just to define the agree with those people. Is
Sure.
it like agree in terms of their way of life, or is it agree in
Or it
terms
could
of,
be in terms of, let's say, their convictions, their beliefs.
oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I actually, I was never in a situation where that disagreement kind of created a tension,
Mm.
because I always had an imposter syndrome, at home.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'm kind of used to being, like, measuring up to my values, without the validation of other people.
Yeah,
I do have. I told you about my friend. We had this conversation before. I
sure.
have friends,
Yeah,
and they still caught up with, the way of living that I kind of disagree with now,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm used to that. They're still my
So
friends. They're still my
what
boys.
do you do in that space of like you guys existing together? Are there specific things you do to still be able to,
Coexist
say,
with them. Yeah.
yeah, in that sense?
I never
Or it's
really.
just like I don't really care, so
Yeah. I think that's the answer. It's I never really like interrogated myself on. Okay, since we disagree on this, then these will be like the practical ways for me to coexist with these
yeah,
people.
okay, yeah.
No, it was a
Terms and
natural thing.
conditions, yes. Not you're
Nah,
not
nah.
making any terms and conditions there.
for me, it's just relationship is respect. You respect me,
Sure.
I respect you. You have your values, I have my values. One thing I don't really like, it's you criticizing my values, because that's where my identity is attached. So you're attacking me now. That's where my gonna be like a problem now, you know.
Sure. You and I have one-sided conversation of how important or how we often overlook friendship, as guys especially. You know, we don't often understand how much influence our friends have on us. Especially because I said to you, I don't know if you remember, but I said to you, you know, friends are one of the people we get to actually choose for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you don't choose a family, you don't choose a dad or a
mom,
but you choose friends. So that should let you know how important these people are.
And it's very deep, actually.
It is, right?
It's very deep.
So I thought of maybe going through certain, not really criteria, but like when you're looking at somebody you're calling a friend, why are you saying that?
Okay, so can I answer it this way? Because I want you to capture the depth of that question.
Please.
So you see that that saying that says blood is thicker than water. You understanding is like family's relationship is
which is very, I find, complex,
controversial actually.
Controversial.
Yes.
Because you grow and understand certain things. Right now you're like,
it's not how it is.
Sure.
And we've been quoting it out of context. It became cliche actually. You know what it actually means? I think it's a scripture, or one of the wise people actually said it. You know what it really means? It means the blood of thy water is thicker than the water of thy womb. You know what it means? It means,
I don't know what that means.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It means the blood of thy covenant relationship is thicker than the water of thy womb. The water of thy womb. You may share a womb with someone.
Yeah, that's birth.
Exactly, that's birth. But the relationship you establish with other people, mostly is way stronger than the relationship you will have with your family. It goes to what? Friendships. So the relationship you have with your friends is very deep, and therefore that's why the influence, it's not really that influence on the surface level. It's influence on intimate.
It is. Sorry to cut you off, but I have to. This is when many of us think we even have, like, the people we call friends aren't even actually friends. Because if you're to look at this from every possible angle, you're like, yo, this is I don't think this is your friend. You know, and sometimes I may genuinely come across as rude when I say that, but I'm like, dude, I'm looking at this in a very critical manner, and I don't think this person is a friend. Yeah. So and so reason, you know. So
that would sound like a parrot now.
so sound like a parent. No, but I'm very serious when it comes to friendship.
Exactly.
Because I understand what that can do to you. Like, I can't go around having benches, my friend, for instance, because I understand how.
He's touched.
Because it's an example. Because I understand how perhaps bench is gonna influence me, and I understand what I spoke on earlier. I understand on our conviction, some of our core values, because I am taught to study technique and character. So when I'm looking at Jayden, I understand how to study Jayden's character and his technique. Now, I don't mind drawing technique, because technique is how you do things, right? If I happen to admire something from you, I can always learn. But your character, that is what has to marry my character for friendship to exist. You know, and we often just get that wrong.
Yeah, we do.
This is why in so many cases there are bad friendships.
Yes, and to be honest, I will speak on the gents' behalf. The ladies can hate me. You will see that happening on ladies most of the time.
Okay,
you know.
Okay, please go further. Now they're gonna just attack you with no reason.
I'm gonna answer. Yeah. I'm gonna reconcile that by answering the question. Okay. Okay.
I mean, you know they will crucify.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't care, bro. The truth is the truth. You know.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah. So to answer your question, you see, like the practical aspects of you now you're telling me you are a sensitive person when it comes to friends. You don't just accept friendships. At some points in time, I wasn't that sensitive. Friendship happened naturally, because we were in the same environment. We had the same likes.
Sure. Our circumstance kind of like,
chose those friends for us.
Sure.
And those friends represented you at that point in time. So now looking at it from knowing what I know now, it's more of I have to admire you like I'm a student by nature. Like you said, I relate with you with the curiosity. So I'm a student by nature, meaning if I have something I admire about you, I will be a student to you. And me being a student means I have to be a friend to you. So it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
That's pretty intelligent. I did say intelligent, right, in your bio in the beginning when I was introducing you.
Yeah, you can't miss that part.
I did mention that. Okay, quickly, I just thought of asking this, and then we're gonna move on.
Okay.
So when as somebody who's branded like that as intelligent, when you're looking at an intelligent person, how do you happen to define intelligence? When you're looking at somebody whom you saying is intelligent, what are you looking at in that person? Because, and I ask this on purpose
question.
because I feel we've in many ways misconceptualized intelligence.
Yes.
For purpose of clarity,
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm intelligent.
Yeah.
I just want to hear from you.
I've actually been one of those people.
Yeah.
That kinda,
one of those intelligent people.
Nah, not one of those. Like one of those people that kind of had a misunderstanding of what real intelligence is.
Same here.
Yeah, I was one of those people. So I was studying this actually. I'm gonna get a bit religious now, and proudly so.
Sure.
So I was studying Solomon. Solomon is a typical story. I'm gonna be a bit.
That's actually interesting because sorry to cut you off. A few months ago, I actually wanted to read on Solomon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing.
So
like this is as per the scriptures, man, the wisest man. Like,
yes.
You get me? So I was like, I want to grasp into that.
Yeah.
But carry on.
So Solomon had a bit like he had an opportunity to ask anything. Instead, he chose to ask wisdom to serve. Wisdom to serve. So now, when God gave him wisdom, he also gave him the capacity to love.
Sure. Sorry to cut you off. Can I just make sure your mic is on?
Is it on?
Let me just have a look. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is on. Okay, yeah. Damn, I was going to be very discouraged with that. I was fucking yeah. Anyways, so with that, then I understood that there's intelligence and then there's wisdom.
Oh man. Oh man. That is so true.
That is true. So Solomon had intelligence and everything else that comes across with defining intelligence. He had both. So he had IQ and EQ. So EQ is emotional intelligence and IQ is intellectual intelligence. So he had both. So he had both the capacity to recognize patterns and yet both the discernment to attach meaning to those patterns. Oh, that's
a whole 3-hour conversation. Like I remember saying with a friend, I was just telling him about this thing of, I think even Tony Robbins speaks of it, recognizing patterns. He says there's 3 different levels to it, and it's like this is what every great person in any field has done. They follow these 3 things. They recognize patterns, they start using those patterns, and then ultimately they begin to create their own patterns.
You see the second part.
That's
the second part you just mentioned. They recognize it and then they use it. The using part is the discernment aspect. So when you use something, you have to have the discernment to use it while embedding your personality in it. That takes craft.
That takes a lot.
It takes a lot, and then the ability to create, and that's the wisdom aspect. So there's layers to wisdom. While intellectual, when you're intellect, there's just one layer.
So in much simpler words, how would you put it to the average person out there, trying to understand how you would define intelligence?
You just catch things easy. That's just intelligence. You catch things easy more than other people with the pattern recognition aspect. Yeah, just catch things.
It kind of relates to something I was also watching the other day. It spoke to adaptation because we know this about intelligence. It's adaptation.
Yes.
I love how Vosenberg says it. He says, humans are the most intelligent species, and the most adapted species, but we've adapted because of our intelligence.
Yes.
So when you speak of intelligence, you cannot dwell in things of the past. It has nothing to do with that. You're looking at your ability to walk into something totally foreign,
exactly,
and how quickly you can create a familiarity, around that.
That's
beautiful.
Yeah, that's literally about intelligence.
Oh man, so I've always wanted to ask you this as just because of who you are, and we're gonna I really want to hear from you as somebody who's I believe is so aware. Last weekend, I believe I told you that you're one of my favorite people to sit and have a conversation with.
Appreciate
partly because whenever you and I have gotten a chance to sit and talk, it's always been refreshing and just in touch.
Yeah, and all that, I literally feel the same way about you.
Right, and I just such conversations are things I really take to heart. So, when you sit around and you look at, I don't want to say my generation, let me say our, because I'd like to think, you also part of this.
I'm part of this generation.
So when you sit and you look at our generation, Benj is obviously out because it's old. But when you sit and look at our generation,
old too, yeah.
what is the thing that hurts you the most when you sit and look at us?
Okay, the thing that hurts me the most is that I'm a part of this generation. But to kind of go further to answer your question, the thing I really kind of disagree with that generation is we don't respect principles anymore. We I mean, it's like, generations are like this. We adapt intellectually, and then we leave our adaptation as a template. And our next generation will use that, as a way of life. And that has been happening generation to generation. But now, bruh, I promise you, these kids today, dog, they are totally succumb to the passions of their youth.
Oh my God.
Totally. And it's pathetic.
It is.
It's pathetic because like the desire, the main purpose of life is to have a family, and you won't be competing now as a family because you just teach yourself things that you're not supposed to teach.
Do you want to have a family, like ever one day, when you sit and think about your, not right now your life, but like in the long run, do you ever think like about actually having a family? Yeah.
Wanna be a papi?
Okay. Okay, man. Oh man, there's something I've been wanting to do now for a few weeks, if not months, and I thought I'd do it with you for the first time because it's you again.
Yeah, it's me. I'm him like that. I changed things.
I updated the YouTube bio and I spoke about something very insightful that's been playing in my mind like forever. Literally, it's a quote I saw and it said, if having a conversation, if simply having a conversation about the difficult things become a difficulty, then what hope do we have in solving the actual difficult things? So I'd like for you to take a moment to just think about a difficult conversation, and I'll do the same.
Okay.
So you're gonna go first. Give me one. We're gonna discuss it respectfully and very insightfully, and then I'll do the same. I'm also gonna discuss mine, and we can perhaps wrap it up afterwards.
Perfect. I think it will be accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. Accountability with other people and accountability with yourself. With other people, with the analogy you gave, you come from a makaya, you come to the burbs, you have a roommate, and you're like, I wish I had another roommate, whatever.
Oh yeah, it has to do with accountability as well. Sure. I think we draw the lines very close between accountability to yourself and to other people. Like many times when you should be accountable for yourself, we many times tend to blame other people.
Yes. That's the whole point of accountability. You recognize, like for example, you if you are intelligent, that means you can recognize patterns very quickly, and you can recognize the patterns you contribute to an environment you don't want to be part of. You see that? Instead of using that intelligence to justify the victim mentality thing, self-fault.
So if let's say I love the point you made earlier. So say you recognize what you're supposed to contribute to an environment you're part of.
Yes.
And for instance, you're condemned if you do that, right? So you're not per se allowed to. Now does it become wrong of you to stay silent? Because then again, it means you're the person with the capability to change the situation. But because the mass does not validate that, you cannot do it. So what does that mean? Does that mean you stay silent, otherwise you make things worse for yourself? Or does that mean you perhaps exit? Or because then it also becomes now, okay, that's kind of like a coward move because now you're just running away.
It's pathetic actually. You see, that one actually it's a bit different. It's more about principles. When you have principles, you just use your own principles as validation. Your validation should be your own competence to your principles, not other people. So when you actually teach yourself to do that, then other people's validation will not be a priority.
So on my side, I was thinking about two concepts.
Yeah.
truth and morality.
Yes.
Which I feel we've majorly, like we have majorly
deviated from that.
Deviated from these
That's our
concepts,
generation, though.
right?
That's
I was reading, I think it's 12 or 13 rules for life. Jordan Peterson. One of his rules, he says, always tell the truth, or at least don't lie. That's the thing, and I love that. I love the other part because sure, you're not telling the truth, but at least don't lie. You know, partly because you don't understand what it does to your character. You might say it's a little lie, but that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, man.
Right? So you're gonna lie today, and you're like, this is something little, but you don't understand how it contributes to your character.
That's how it contributes. You
right?
see that? Look behind you there. You see that?
Sure.
Yes, that's gonna be you if you're gonna continue lying, bro.
And then that's gonna be you if you don't.
And that's why it's behind me, bro. That's why it's behind me.
Oh, and that's why. And that's why it's behind you. Yeah. Oh no, but I really love that because we're living in a day and age where the more the days are going by, the truth is becoming less popular.
Yes.
Again, I love how VT puts it. He says the only thing people hate more than the truth is whoever dares to speak it. So that means if you're Jayden, you're coming and you're speaking the truth, the only thing I'm gonna hate more than the truth you're speaking is you. So the messenger, is the thing they hate more. Yes. And like if as you said earlier on the principles, man, it goes back to that. You've got to set these things for yourself. And then secondly, morality. Yes. My God.
Yes. Morality is truth.
My Benji, listen to this.
Morality. You said morality and truth.
Yeah.
Those are the same things.
Those technically,
same things.
Technically, yeah.
And for something to qualify as a principle, it has to be truth. You see that? Yeah. So we're speaking the same thing, brother.
I've actually noticed since the beginning.
Yes, we're speaking the same thing. Yeah. So yeah.
So, but what do you think is the very main issue of young people today not abiding by these two concepts? Because they're very fundamental, I believe, to your character. What do you think is causing us to overlook? I mean, it might even sound very. I mean, truth. What are you talking about? But
yeah.
What do you think is causing that?
Fathers.
Yes.
Lack of fathers, because those are actually the things that fathers need to instill. A father gives structure. This is our way of life. Templates. This is our way of life, and you have to discipline yourself in this way of life. If you don't, then these will be the consequences.
Oh man, sure.
And you have to give a child that benefit of the doubt to take those choices. To get smacked if they deviate, and then come back to those things.
There's police now in this country, bro.
Yeah,
it's a very developed, because I was talking about this to a friend of mine. Not even now, but yo, hear me out. I come from a place where when you do something wrong, you point it to with a belt. Like I'm talking about, or a whip. Like I'm talking about a serious beating, right? And here you try to do that, it's the police.
It's the police.
Because now it's kind of like abuse and stuff. So now it's like you have this extreme freedom to a point where you're even going to the wrong thing without realizing it. And it's just like, Benji, do we need to cut off such a beautiful episode now, bro? Because I see
this is nice. Come on,
signaling me to and I'm like, oh man. Okay, but we're gonna have a part 2, right? You better promise me in front of the people. Let's we're gonna have a part 2. Whenever we have time.
Don't worry, Jayden will be back here again.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So let's do this. Usually, and I know this is gonna catch you off guard.
Okay.
But like anybody else that comes here, this catches them off guard.
Okay.
And we're gonna end the episode with what we do usually. We ask people 4 questions, and I need you to give me one line.
One line. Okay. Cool.
Just one line. Okay. Question number 1: if you had to define your purpose for the time being, what would you say that is? Lead.
Yes.
I love that. So you're a leader by nature. We had a leader here last week. She was, we actually made it around leadership and all that. So I like the fact that you said lead.
Yeah.
Question number 2: what is the best advice you will say you've ever received to this day? The one that stood out the most for you, that you would pick as the best advice ever.
God first.
Yeah. Third, what is the worst advice on the other side of the table that somebody gave you and you're like, yo, now that I think of it, this one was the worst thing I've ever been told in my life to do?
Live your life because you're young.
You only live once. Enjoy your youth.
YOLO.
It only comes once.
That's trash, though.
Go do all the good things.
That's trash.
Before you get old, you're not gonna have. I love that. I actually advocate for that so many times with other people, and I'm looked at as the grandpa. They're like, "Yo,
yes, that's what
are you talking about?"
It's discouraging, life.
It is, bro. Yeah. Okay. Lastly, if Jayden was given a chance to pass out a rule or a law that everyone else in the world is gonna have to follow, including yourself, what is that law gonna be?
It's a very good question. Let me think about that one actually.
You might want to think about that one.
Yes. So when it says law, it means it's going to be consequences if you don't follow the law.
Like the president.
Well, sure. Yeah. Let's say you're president of the. Let's say you're somebody who. Okay, who would that be? Let's say, for example, we put you.
The king.
The king. Okay, yeah. We're like, Jayden, you're the king now, and now you've got this one compulsory law that's like everybody has to abide by this. Otherwise, you're doomed, buddy.
You're doomed. It's that type of law.
Bad, yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it has to be harsh, just to implement something you'd really like to see on the people.
Okay. I think it will be, and it's kind of vague, but because you guys are smart. You're smart, right, Benji?
Benji? I don't know about me. I know about Benji. I know Benji's smart.
Okay.
There you go.
Be kind. Under whatever circumstances, you should be kind. Yeah, that would be the law.
Under whatever circumstances, be kind.
Be kind.
Bro, if it was up to me, we'd stay here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Benji.
But we have some enemies of progress that really want this to end. But above everything, thank you so much, bro.
Always, brother.
For an amazing time.
Appreciate you for having me.
It's been amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have you again. And good luck with everything else you're going to be getting, into from now on in life and just moving forward. You're one person I truly do appreciate, and thanks for giving us your time, man. So since you're sitting here, it's gonna be a bit more about you, but like on very general and
not really too deep and anything like that.
Could be, but it depends on your answers.
Depends on my answers.
If you give me an impression of like going too deep, then but if you give me an impression of like staying very shallow, then
okay, cool. It's gonna depend on the questions you're gonna ask. Okay, cool.
Benji.
But I introduce myself and all that.
Oh, good at it, got you.
Thanks, brother.
Benji, I didn't get something for myself.
Can I take the structure of this?
Give me on the BTS.
No, you don't give me. I don't care about you.
The important part of the video.
Give me on the BTS.
So
don't you have like 70 again?
So I said, nah, I can handle it.
No, not you, me. You need to light it up before you click it.
So yeah, just to get the structure of the conversation. For now, we just.
For now, it's just like authentic, real life conversation. We put it on this. So like everything like we
Don't move a lot.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
Don't move a lot.
Tell me when it's in.
That was so fast.
You can just hold it like this. Can you just hold it?
No, the thing is that I don't like holding it like that because bro. Get some cake, bro.
Yeah, that was nice.
Hey, Benji's not. You know what's the time? I'm looking at the time, bro.
Exactly what?
What exactly? We could have ended this at exactly 1 o'clock.
Wow, 1 o'clock. Nah, stop.
Don't forget, we need to go all the way. Shoot, I need people to feel this. Shoot, I need people to feel this on the camera. Like I need shoot. Come on, play. Go play. You what?
I'm already shooting.
Oh, like now.
You
lying.
I'm already shooting and you busy looking at me.
You lying. Why are you lying, bro?
He's lying, bro.
Oh really?
So at least they get, but at least no, but wait.
Come in.